Welcome
Welcome
to
to
Shade in
Shade
the
in the
City.
City.
I'm your girl, Treese.
It's Nose.
And today, y'all, we are jumping into our review. Sorry, this is not a live. We apologize. I was just telling Nels, I got some, my other job, the real job that pays. I have to be at work at almost 6:30. Well, not almost. I got to be at work 6:30 in the morning, which means I need to take my ass to bed. And if you knew what time it was now, I probably should be asleep. So we love y'all, but we couldn't do the live. But we will reconvene next week, 10 p.m. Monday night for the live review of Put a Ring on It. But anyway, if you haven't already, Shade Squad, hit the like button.
And the subscribe button.
And we're getting into, I don't think I said it, season 4, episode 2, What's the Stuff? And yeah, let's get into it because I still don't know. We watched the whole episode and we still don't know. And I'll get into it, but I feel like people are playing in our face. All right, let's get shady. I'm ready. Dr. Stacii is still going at Chance, trying to make her see that Dunbar was controlling her, but because he completely altered the trajectory, okay, of her date. Chance doesn't agree and doesn't mind her king being a man. I think we're going to see next episode. I don't know if it's that strong independent, and maybe that's what oh boy Dunbar is talking about. But even how she gets like real defensive and whatever with Dr. Stacii, when I'm sorry, Chance, you're a beautiful woman. You wanted to be on this show. Now, I guess maybe you thought Dr. Nicole was going to take it a little bit easier on you. So maybe you weren't expecting this. But yeah, I kind of didn't like that. It seems like she's giving decent advice and they're just very, oh no. And it's like, well, why are you here if you don't want to be helped? So Dr. Stacii points out.
Look, that's the question.
Right.
What is
so Dr. Stacii points out a king doesn't need to disrespect other men. I said, come through, sister, come through. Now, Dr. Stacii asks if he's being a king or a controlling father. She asked them if they're serious, and Chance says that of course they are. How dare you? So Dr. Stacii points out how that behavior doesn't support a healthy relationship and questions whether Chance I guess she was asking everybody, but I felt like it was directed towards her. And she said, do you ask her if she wanted to be married 5 times? And if not, then they need to get it together and keep it 100. Okay. She reminds them all, treat their dates with respect and be the love they hope to attract. I already told y'all know why I'm watching the show. It's for the therapy. Okay. It's for the therapy. And I love it. Okay. Now, Dunbar feels like Dr. Stacii was a little bit off in her read, but Chance says she doesn't mind a little daddy energy. So then Dr. Stacii jumps to Joya's date, and she thinks it was a good first date. She shares that her and Jasha talked about boundaries before she left. Although he didn't have any for her, she said it had her second guessing her every move. And she brings up okay, I was so irritated with this, y'all. I was done with it last episode.
Literally the crumb incident.
Right. Like, you act like you grabbed that man booty or something. Like, it's just not, it's really not. And the reason it makes me so mad is because this is something I would do, but I wouldn't let it linger this long.
It's definitely.
If I'm trying to make you jealous, I'm gonna say it one time. I don't need to continuously throw it in your face, and because at this point you're not even jealous anymore because you realize what you're doing.
I'm noticing a pattern here. Maybe you do need to go sit with Dr. Stacii.
I do. Dr. Stacii, I need help. Okay. So, yeah, and Dr. Stacii asked Jasha how he feels about it, and he said it wasn't really a big deal to him, and tells him that it was nice of her to help that man as long as she did it with a napkin and not his hand.
He understand the beard problem,
right? And I'm not gonna lie, I love Jasha's security. He's clearly very secure in their relationship. Maybe because he's like, I'm I'm good.
He had time to sit on it because initially, remember, it wasn't like that.
I don't think it was like, oh my God. Like, I don't think he was definitely not a Dunbar.
I'm gonna need you to go back to your last review because you said he was given what's that dude?
No, no, no. I said Dunbar
No.
was given. Jaysha did not feed her. He did
No.
not get her nothing.
You said he was giving that energy like, well, I
Oh,
gotta
I said Otis because he's like, oh, I'm a
yeah, I'm a show. I
yeah,
got a
okay,
date coming up too.
like anything you can do, I can do better. Absolutely. He was giving that. But
There's just so many.
but no, but that's because he knows he can do it.
I'm gonna call Dr. Stacii for you.
Whatever.
We're gonna
So
get you on her couch.
Dr. Stacii, so yeah, she asked him how he felt or whatever. And basically he's okay with it because she ain't do it with her hands. Now she encourages them to continue on this road that they're on, and basically it would allow them to really see each other. And I was like, you gonna see that man walk up right out your door. That's what you about to see. Because if it's one thing that I'm sure of, to me, it comes off like he's really, really not in a place where he's thinking about marriage or kids right now. And so he's like, I'm just really cool where we at. And maybe that's why he's so secure, because he's like, I'm not the one with the problem. She is. I don't know. That's what it gives me a little bit.
Mm. Well, Catherine, she says that her date brought her some red roses and she put them right on his side of the bed where he sleep at to remind him of the last time he got her some roses. I am really seeing a pattern here because I feel like this is something you would do as well.
What? Oh, put the roses on his side of the bed so he could look at it every day? Oh,
Mhm.
absolutely. I don't know if they would still be up there.
No, they wouldn't.
No.
But
I don't
you
have I have a Dunbar. Them would have been outside.
yeah, they might not have made it through the door,
Yeah, they wouldn't have made it through the door. That's what I'm saying.
but
No,
basically
then my dude would have turned into Otis.
now he says that Catherine moved into his house and he takes care of all the bills. And he was so busy taking care of all the big things that he forgot about all the little small things like flowers, but he knows it's important and he needs to step his game up. So she says that her date with Mark was amazing. Okay. He was knocking everything out the ballpark and she felt heard. And she her boo is just not a good listener.
Mm.
Now, Joya decided that she doesn't want to see Kyle again for a second date. She says that, he was too busy trying to woo her rather than trying to get to know her.
And that wasn't attractive to her. But I said, I don't think she was really attracted to him.
She wasn't.
Sips tea.
But this made Jaysha feel good. He like,
Of
okay.
course it is.
Now, Chance said Phil will not be getting a second date, which we knew. She said that she needs someone a little bit more mature and grounded. She need a daddy.
Mm-hmm. But we said that because she even said, I need someone with more grounded. The man, again, you can't come into the date, left the confidence at the door, at home, talking about, oh, I'm still finding myself. Yeah, that wasn't gonna work for this strong, independent woman. I don't know why they thought.
Not at all. Not at all. But let me tell you something. Dunbar over there kissing the hell out of her hand. He's so happy. Listen, but I guess he already knew. He basically said that she did exactly what he expected, and she needs a man, not a baby. That y'all need to get him some real competition.
Ooh.
In the confessional, he says that he's a successful Black man with no felonies. He is a unicorn out here in the streets.
And there's not, he said, there's not many of us out here. I said, well, damn. Unfortunately, that might be true.
Now, Catherine said that Mark will not be getting a second date because he's too similar to Ricky. As far as,
he got kids, baby mamas, and divorced, and she feels like, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought she really vibed with him, but you can already tell she's learning a lot about herself because that was smart. Why would I go sign up for what I'm already dealing with?
And that's exactly what she said. But Dr. Stacii told her that,
Everybody's
basically,
different.
I feel you, but you need to stay present. You know what I
Right.
mean?
But I can
Ignore.
honestly, like I said, I respect it. I think I would have felt the same. If I would have thought about it like that, I think I would have felt the same way. Like, why would I sign up? I mean, I know you may be different, but your situation is, but their whole situation, we'll get into that. That's it. You know, I'm gonna go in on that, but go ahead.
Yeah, his situation could have been a lot healthier. So
Yeah, he might not be living with the damn.
well, sleeping on not living, but spending nights and stuff. Listen.
Oh no, I'm not talking about. We'll get there.
Well, basically, she tells her that they're two different people. So just stay present and basically give people a chance. And she told the group, I get it. Y'all out here dating other people. It's hard, but it's necessary. And y'all been together for a long time and struggling with the question whether to move on or put a ring on it. But that's what we're here to figure out, basically. So she said it's time to flip the script. And tonight, only the guys will be going out on dates. And none of the ladies are ready for it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Dr. Stacii said that she got on Dunbar for being controlling earlier. And now she got to tell the ladies the same thing. Catherine said, look, I'm here with you, homie.
Dunbar. I see you.
She said, look, we're going to have to be like, come here and let's pray.
What we always say, it's funny how the tables turn.
Period.
So y'all, Jaysha is out here, doing his little, I guess they call it dips, or I'm not sure, whatever, but he working on the muscles, trying to flex for his day get there. So, and he's also burning sage to clear the energy. He thinks he and Joya are so aligned, but her need for marriage right now and kids are basically the issue. He's a more go with the flow, trust his intuition type of guy. Maybe because he's a Cancer. Joya tells him that he doesn't have any boundaries as he did with her, because she trusts him. And we meet Celine Alexandra. Was that her name?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get her age or nothing. Did you get that?
They didn't say it.
Oh, okay.
They might have said it later on in the show, but they didn't say it.
Yeah. They said it later on the show. So she said she wants someone who's not always. I paraphrase y'all. So if y'all want to know everything she said, y'all can go back and watch the episode. But basically, she said she wants someone who's not always talking about work, marriage, or kids. I said, well, I think we found a match. Now, Joya greets her at the door and compliments them on the coordination of outfits. I thought that I was like, okay, she seems be handling it very well. And Jaysha thinks Celine is beautiful.
She is. I was just about to say, let's point out the fact that Celine is beautiful.
She is. And he loves the fact that her dress and her body were bodying. Now, Joya gives him a kiss before he leaves. Now, I will say that would have been, I'm about to tongue you down and lick your face and just make her feel real uncomfortable before you leave the house. And she knows that Celine is someone that he could possibly be interested in, but she's trying to be hands off and trust the process. And I said, good girl, Joya. It couldn't be me.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Ricky says that he's nervous because he hasn't been on a date in a while, whether it was with his girl, Catherine, or body, because he don't do nothing. He don't go nowhere. He don't take his girl out. Now, Ricky says that his whole tribe lives with him in his house, okay? And he loves it. It's his mom, his daddy, his sister, her kids, and apparently his brother even comes over often. Catherine said it's a lot. It sounds like a lot.
That is my issue. That is my issue.
All I heard was mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousin. That's what I heard. It's a lot.
Now, Catherine, Mark might have had some of the similar issues, but I don't think Mark. But also, Mark also is taking in kids that ain't even his too. So.
But I think also you got to keep in mind her thing is with Ricky. She's known him for so long. Of course, Catherine says, when they argue, because the family's there, they hear everything. And, they want to put their little unsolicited or solicited 2 cents in. But she says that it can be helpful because she is still learning him. But she wants her own space. She want to get up from under these people.
Right.
Now, his date, Sheila Montez, who is 35 and a nurse, came to pick him up. Ricky seen her and listen, he said he was impressed. He said he would
She was
definitely talk
cute.
to
She was
her.
cute.
He said he would definitely talk to her if he was single. Now, Catherine, she felt some type of way because Sheila was all dressed up and she was like, I didn't get to dress up for my date. I had to be all casual, going to get some damn smoothies. Girl, that's not a date. That's not me. Mm-mm. Anyways,
Look, you sound like me because you know if it ain't got no food and smoothie does not count as food, that would not be a date to me.
so, you know, she said that she was cute and she liked her red hair. It really stood out to her. But she really wasn't too worried because she doesn't think that that's Ricky's type. Or maybe she really don't even know Ricky's type. And clearly you don't, boo, because Ricky said that he liked the red hair and that's his type. So you don't know. A lot's changed in 10 years, booski boo.
Now we see Jasha and Celine. They are having great conversation. Okay. They didn't need no help. We learned that there's a 10-year age difference between the two. So apparently she's 30, he's 40. We learned they're both into astrology, meditation, and they both have a love for traveling. I said, oh, God damn, you should be concerned, Joya. Now, she starts speaking Spanish to him because we learn, she likes to visit a lot of little Spanish countries or whatever. And he finds this very impressive. And he asks her why she's single. And she says, she out here dating. She has no kids, has never been married. And she says she doesn't necessarily know if she even needs that. And for oh boy, he said, she's checking all the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
So he shares about, his issue with not being ready to get married or kids right now. And Celine, as I said, lets him know that that's not a thing for her, whether she does or doesn't. So I think I think that sealed her for a second date. I'm just letting y'all know.
Yeah.
He thought he was aligned with Joya until he met somebody else.
Yeah, she was like, I've dated people that I've been with for 2 years and it definitely wasn't no marriage, nothing. So she was like, she's on the fast track and I move a little bit slower. So
But I love that she never
pick
threw.
me, pick me.
You thought that it was giving?
I'm just saying, I'm not calling her a pick me. What I'm saying
Oh,
is,
I was just getting ready to compliment her. I was like, I don't think she was ever like
I'm not calling.
respectful.
I listen. Okay, I'm not calling her pick me, but is it giving pick me energy?
Well, I feel like all the dates we see, all the girls are like, well, I do this. Like they all have the right thing to say. And so I
Yeah,
don't
but no,
necessarily
it's
know
the it's the comparing. For me, it was the comparing. It was the she's on the fast track and I move a little bit slower.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the oh, okay. How old is she? Oh yeah, she's ready for marriage and kids, and I don't care about that. It was the comparing for me.
Well, damn. I kind of like Celine, but
I like Celine too. That doesn't mean that
Nell says she's giving me. Drop down in the comment shade squad and let us
I
know.
like her too. That doesn't mean it's not giving pick me.
Wow. So Dunbar is over here praying for his date. Chance isn't really feeling him going out and is feeling a little bit anxious.
And wearing her favorite cologne. She like,
Right.
sir,
Okay.
you only
Can
supposed
I
to wear
just say
that for
I
me.
really identify with her in that moment.
She was like, you only supposed to wear that for me.
So Dunbar says he's not looking for another woman. And he wants to become a better partner and basically future husband for Chance through this process. He asks Chance what his curfew is, and she tells him if he doesn't come home before the street lights are on, he'll be sleeping outside. And I was like, I hear you, girl. And then we meet Crystal, who's 30, and she thinks she'll be a great date because she's a great listener and looking to have fun and shake things up a bit. Now that's what she gave me. I don't know.
Shakes
Uh,
things up a bit, huh?
yeah. Chance warns him if he betrays her, she'll cut him. And I said, I definitely could identify with this
Just the way that you relate to all these
toxic people.
people. Yeah.
So Dunbar admits that he likes that Crystal is covered up and left something to the imagination. I said, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't have looked like that, but that I respect it. So Chance lets her know she approves of her outfit as well. Then sits on Dunbar's lap and goes through their rules for their date. And I was like, again, I can identify. And she asks her what she's looking for in a man and lets her know that she's getting a great opportunity to go out with an amazing man, which is her man.
And don't cross no boundaries.
Right. And Chance feels that her reaction to Crystal was better than expected and feels like she's growing in the process already. I see the growth, Chance. I see it.
You would.
In comparison to how I could have acted.
That's what I was thinking. Because you'd be in your mind like, well, I could have did this. So pat me on the back because I did this instead.
Right.
I'm not sure if it quite works that way.
I see the growth. Go ahead.
So Dunbar asked her what was her first impression of him. She said, "Oh my God, when you first came to the door, I thought it was Taye Diggs." And I still thought so until she said your name. You know what? I like her. And you know,
I didn't have nothing because I was like, oh, we are really reaching here.
She's a youth minister, so I'm not gonna go in on her.
No, you can't go on.
I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm just gonna say I respectfully disagree. So they both discuss, you know, how she's from the South. She got a little accent. I think she's from North Carolina. And you know, they have common interests. He says he likes to cook. She says she's still learning because he like, so what, I'm supposed to come home to like some store-bought cookies? you that one went over your head.
Oh no, I got the store-bought cookies.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I just don't remember the cookies.
It wasn't in this tree.
Oh, okay. That's why I was lost. I was like, when did they have cookies in this episode?
That was an inside joke. You know what?
Sorry, it did go over my head. You're right.
Moving on. Moving on. Okay. He asked her what quality she likes in a man, and she says confident, charismatic, kind. And Christ has to be the center. Listen to me, this is music to this man's ears, okay? And she says because she understands that she's going to be submissive to her man. That word alone probably just for him.
Right. He said, say it again.
Right? He says every time she opened her mouth, he felt a connection. After she said submission. And you know, they connect a lot on Christ. She lets him know that she's a youth minister. He's super impressed. He's just like, you are amazing. He said that he loves her soul and loves her spirit. If anybody
was given pick, it was, I'm sorry.
Her? No, because she was genuinely telling about herself. She wasn't comparing herself.
Okay.
So to me, that wasn't given pick me. Now, he said that he loves her soul, he loves her spirit, and the date was the most refreshing and exciting he's ever been on in his life. Sir, what you're not about to do is have your future wife sitting at home talking about this is the most exciting and refreshing date you ever been on in your life.
Well, we also learned, we also learned later on in the episode that this man just be out here just saying stuff. Right. So I can't even, I'm taking that
pulling stuff out of a hat.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm good. He just be saying stuff to say stuff because he think it sound good. That's why I said, I think some people are playing in our faces, is what I'm saying. It's giving acting, it's giving,
I want to know what the big reveal is. So Sheila took Phil out to a Caribbean spot where
Calabar. Calabar, that's the name of it.
It ain't here, so I ain't promoting it.
You might go to Atlanta and want to go to Calabar. I'm sure that's where they filmed.
And I wouldn't promote it. You ain't with me. So
you stupid.
So she, you know, she says that they have great food, great music. Now she asked him what he thinks his girlfriend feels about him being on a date with her. Cause she notices him, like, she like, you blushing over there, homie. Like, she like, you like me, huh? You like me. And he thinks that Catherine might be a little bit nervous. He lets her know that he's really into sports. And she's like, you know, really, I'm a tomboy at heart. They both talk about how competitive they are.
Mm-hmm.
He
He liked
he asked
her. He really did like her.
he asked her if she has any children. She doesn't. And he says that that's been a
But you know what
problem.
it gives me though?
Hmm.
I think she would like him for a second because Ricky gives me that
He gets to be boring.
boring, and he's not putting too much energy into chasing or courting you. He's like, take me as I am. This is me. He doesn't, you see, he done known the girl, dated the girl, and he just treat her like, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I guess because he had a girlfriend, but
I
it's not
feel like
like,
part of it is because he feels like he's providing. He's like, well, I think that like he
see,
said, like,
I would have respected that before we found out that everybody and their mama are living together in a joint family home.
but I'm wondering, so she okay, so when he said it, he said we all live together. Now, when she said it, he said they all live with them. So that makes a hell of a difference.
Right,
Because when
right.
you say we're all living together, to me, that means we all splitting bills. Now, when you say that they're all living with us, that means my man taking care of everything and they just living off of us.
And is it they're all living with us, or are they really all at mom and dad's house and nobody's left?
So you thinking this is mom and dad's house?
I think this is mom and dad's house. Now, don't get me wrong, it's your mom and dad. So, of course, are you gonna help pay rent and help help them with things? They may be elder, but I definitely think it's their home and they just live
Oh,
there.
so we're not really providing. We just
That's just me.
so
I'm just
really you should be able to handle all the bills because this is maybe a four-way split, five-way split. He asked her how she feels about dating men with children, and she says she doesn't have a problem with it as long as we're respectful with the baby mama. Now he says that basically it's been an issue in his relationship, and his girl feels that he breaks boundaries and gives her an example. He says that his ex-wife works at night in entertainment, and she would want him to babysit their kids. So while she's away at work, he would be babysitting and sleep over there on the couch. And the girlfriend had a problem with this. Now, initially, she does not co-sign it. She's just trying. I guess she was trying to figure out what the hell going on. But now this is what was giving me pick me. But then she said she really doesn't have an issue with it as long as there's communication, trust, and they ain't messing around. Now, of course, he feels validated after this outsider made him feel like it's okay.
yeah.
So they cheers to a great date, and she's hoping for a second one. And who the hell knows after she being a pick me? Now that was giving pick me, girl. You know damn well you wouldn't be okay with that.
Right. If she looked like she wasn't okay with it when she gave that dumbass answer.
Soon as he said it, she was like, "Oh well, it would be okay if there's girl." Thing is, I mean, why would you need to? You have somewhere to live. Your whole
Everybody else live there. Why can't
right,
your damn child come there?
your whole family is there. Why they would want to see the kids? Now, I don't know. Listen, I don't know. He didn't go into detail. I even thought about maybe they had school in the morning. I don't know what the case may have been, but listen, it is what it is. It wouldn't be for me. It wouldn't be for me.
It would be a problem for me. Now, Chance and Dunbar talked the next morning. She said she just went to bed because waiting for him to come home was basically too much. We learned that Dr. Stacii is coming by for their one-on-one. And he wants to discuss things before her arrival. So he talks about wanting to know how to love a strong, independent woman. And Chance asks him for patience. And she talks about when he feels hurt or gets impatient, he kind of turns on her a bit. So
I
then
wish she would
Dr.
have
Stacey
went
arrives.
into that a little bit further.
Huh?
I said I wish she would have went into that a little bit further.
Right. Well, they got interrupted. So when Dr. Stacii arrives, she lets them know that she was intentional about visiting them first. And she says that when she speaks to Dunbar, he wants someone submissive. Chance says she does things for him, and he admits that she does. So she wants to know what's the stuff. Like, what is the, and basically I would say, what is
The
the
hell
it?
is missing?
Right. What basically what am I here for? What do you need
Exactly. If y'all are getting what you need.
besides TV time? So Dunbar says she will go and ask her father things before asking him. And I said, yo, you're really playing in our face. You are really playing in our face right now. Catherine and Ricky got a whole damn village at their house and a baby mama and kids and everything else. Jasha love his girl, but let somebody else come along that ain't requiring as much, and he might be gone. They have real issues. This, to me, is playing in our face. But okay, so she said, he basically says that that's not true, or Chance says that that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
And he said several situations they've been in with moving, investing, and we find out she's an author. She has a book. How convenient. He feels she listened to her father's advice before listening to his, and that it's like she needs a second opinion before fully trusting him. Sir, I still call my daddy on everything, and I wish I would stop. Please stop. Like, and again, it gives what Dr. Stacii was talking about, and that was the only thing I thought was weird, that she wasn't calling out, because that is fatherly control. Like,
she's called it out enough. I mean, at this point, at this point, it would probably just start an argument because
right.
She's called it out plenty of times.
So Chance thinks that he's just pulling stuff out of his ass, basically, which I think we can agree with that. Dr. Stacii asked for a factual example, and he admits that he don't got one. His real issue is wanting to learn how to handle a strong, independent woman. So I was like, I can't. He tries to help her, but she always says she got it. So he feels not respected, and that
Neo made a whole song about this. Why is this a problem?
And that his judgment isn't needed. He says it's hurtful to him. You know what it is? It gives me, now don't get me wrong, they always say a man wants to feel, wants to feel wanted and needed. I get that. If they feel like they don't need you, then, whatever. But however, I still think that stems back to control, because you want me to be so dependent on you and need you for everything. But clearly, as Chance has said, when you don't like something, you turn on her. So that is why
she's
not putting herself in that situation. And I think maybe that may be the it. But again,
my thing is, yes, I still think
they're playing in our face.
Why do I have to need you for everything? Why can't I have some independence?
I don't know. I don't know. And then Dr. Stacii calls him out
on his false,
right. She calls him out on his false stories and wants to talk to him alone and see what's really going on from his past that's making him make these things an issue. And so Chance is asked to leave, and she talks to him alone, and he feels that he is acting out for attention. And I said,
if you don't sound like a little baby, you calling the other little boy baby. Boy, stop.
Right. I was just about to say that, for somebody who claims to be so mature, that was very childish. Anyway, so, and then, she lets him know there's some fear that she sees in him when it comes to Chance. And he says he does. And then he starts to get emotional, y'all, and they cut the damn episode off. But when I say emotional, this man was up.
Well, he also shared that he was going to share something that he's never shared in his life, and gets emotional. So I don't know what the hell he was going to share. But Dr. Stacii,
I'm gonna just say this.
Dr. Stacii looked aggravated. She's like, "Go on, tell me what it is."
Right. Because no, she looking for the tissue. She like, brother, what in the hell? She was even caught off guard. She was like, what the hell happened? And this is why, I'm sorry, Shade Squad. Drop in the comments. Tell me what you think. Because first of all, it's giving acting, playing in our face. And then, as we know, one of the couples is gonna leave. And I would not doubt for a second.
Well, to your point, you said they may not possibly leave. They may just bring an extra couple
on. That's true. Well, again, alleged, but I think somebody gonna leave, especially the previews and the way they saw Chance. is popping off at Dr. Stacii like she ain't about it, ride it. Oh, you better stop playing. Because let me tell you something. If you thought you was gonna get Dr. Nicole would have just sat down and looked at you like you talking to the wrong. I'll go AKA on your app real quick. So, y'all, like I said, drop down in the comments. Tell us what you think. I would love to know. I think they plan in our face. I think there's something that we don't know that we need to know.
You think this is like to help promote books and
right. And we'll talk about that off camera. But anyway, so yes, if you guys have not already, please make sure that you hit that like button.
You comment.
You subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell.
And make sure that you join us next week for the live, 10 p.m. Monday night for Put a Ring on It. And we'll catch you on a live next week. Have a good night.
Good night.